Hello my dear students, once again I welcome you all to your history online class. So again we'll be focusing or we'll be continuing the part of your 9th chapter from Indian history, that is known as the Kris Mission, the Quit India Movement and the Subhash Chandra Bose. So you have already seen the two parts of your video, that is talking about the Kris Mission as well as the Quit India Resolution or movement. But in today's class we'll be focusing on the Subhash Chandra Bose, his roles, his contribution, what kind of slogan that he delivered after he joined as a main leader of INA, Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj, and lots of programs or the planning that he did after he became one of the most important as well as successful leader of Indian national movement. So let's start the class. So first talking about Subhash Chandra Bose. As we all know, the name itself says that how Subhash Chandra Bose, he was born in Odisha. At the same time, after he got lots of graduation, or he also passed the ICS examination known as Indian Civil Service Examination. After that, what kind of role or what kind of intention that he had working for the motherland India, sorting out against the Britishers with lots of tactics, with lots of problems, and that became one of the most important figure after he joined towards the national movement. So here we talk about the president of Haripura session. That means even Subhash Chandra Bose, he was been appointed as the president of Haripura session in the year of 1938. So president, it mainly talks about the INC, which stands for Indian National Congress, which was formed in the year of 1885 by and retired professor known as Allen Octavian Hume. And this presidency term was fixed for only 1 year. After every 1 year, there was a change in the presidency and a session was being conducted with two kinds of nominees or the representatives for the presidency post, and ultimately in 1938 we see that Subhash Chandra Bose became the president. So similarly, even in the year of 1939, when there was a session for the Tripuri session, even there we see the two competitor or the two contestants for the post of INC president, that was Subhash Chandra Bose and Patabi Sitaramaiah. So Patabi Sitaramaiah was the candidate of Mahatma Gandhi, who gave lots of ideas, lots of talking about the Satyagraha and lots of ahimsa or the non-violence. But ultimately we see that the maximum number of leaders, they gave vote to Subhash Chandra Bose, and even again for the second consecutive time he became the president of INC. But we see that there were lots of clashes between Mahatma Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose, because their ideas, their programs forming for the Indian people as a movement or any such association was completely different, because Mahatma Gandhi gave more emphasis towards Satyagraha or ahimsa in a very simple way, but Subhash Chandra Bose, he actually wanted that anyhow our nation has to achieve complete independence from the hands of Britishers. So based on that, he also used the radical methods like Bal, Pal or Lal. So similarly using all kinds of violent method against the Britishers, and that made him to go against the Mahatma Gandhi. So next talking about, even it gave a split within the party. Subhash Chandra Bose with lots of his intention, with lots of his modification or any such kind of program for the Indian people, and Mahatma Gandhi with his own that simple method with the Satyagraha or ahimsa and so on. So next talking about the year of 1939. Though 1939 he became the president of INC for the second consecutive time, but still after he left out as a resignation as the president of INC, he formed a forward bloc in the year of May 1939, and after forming a forward bloc, he made lots of aims and objectives which could really help the people of India against the British government. And first we talk about the freedom of India, that how all the leaders since 1857, if you go back to your first chapter, that is known as Revolt of 1857 or the First War of Independence, or even we call it as Sepoy Mutiny. In that chapter we see that how all the states leaders, they fought against the Britishers, but one by one lack of coordination, lack of planning was there, and they could not succeed. So similar from there onwards, even Subhash Chandra Bose gave more emphasis towards the topic or the sentence or the statement known as freedom. The India has to achieve freedom or complete independence. Second, talking about the agriculture on the industries, that how it should be also a developing manner for all the workers, farmer, peasants, those who are working towards the economic way, how to make useful regarding this agriculture or industries. Third topic about the abolition of Zamindari system. So even Netaji gave more emphasis that there should be a totally full stop or banning towards the topic known as Zamindari system, because Zamindari, they were putting lot of pressure towards the farmer, and that made Netaji to quit or ban Zamindari system. And the fourth as well as the important point known as basic amenities, as well as there should be a benefit for all the workers, those who were working as a labor, as a worker, or any kind of as a people in those kinds of system. Even they should be given a lots of benefit, facilities, amenities, and even that was a highlighting point under the forward block of 1939. So next we focus on the topic that is known as Indian National Army. So Indian National Army is considered to be one of the greatest achievement that India did, though they could not succeed at the end, but still the impact, the significance of Indian National Army, or in Hindi we call it as Azad Hind Fauj, that gave a tremendous effect to all the citizens of India with lots of discipline, patriotism feeling, with lots of unity in manner, and lots of rules and regulation how to be a agile leader or a member to fight or to go against the Britishers. So here we talk about the Indian National Army, that how even the two leaders, Captain Mohan Singh, who was a Commander-in-Chief of the British Army, but later on he resigned, and talking about the Ras Behari Bose, even he is one of the leading figure of the Indian National Army, who was given the post as a chairman, just to guide, to see overall the scenario of the Azad Hind Fauj, what kind of tactics or what kind of program that could also help the Indian people to stay away from the Britishers. In that regard, a post was been given to him. And later on, when both the leaders came to know about Subhash Chandra Bose, about the forward block, aims and objectives, an invitation letter was been sent by these two leaders to Netaji, and Netaji, when he got the invitation, he accepted to be a part of INA or Indian National Movement. Even Subhash Chandra Bose was being given a supreme commander, the main leader of the Indian National Army, who could lead the contingent towards the aims and the objectives or the program that it was set for. And even he was a president of India Independence League. That means lots of perspective role that was being played by Subhash Chandra Bose. And if we talk about the contribution about Subhash Chandra Bose, he has a leading figure, one of the main leader of the national movement, who went against, who had gone against the Mahatma Gandhi with lots of clashes, with lots of controversy, etc. But we talk that even talking about the contribution, he encouraged lots of the forces who were being related or linked with the INA, Indian National Army. And even a slogan was being delivered, Delhi Chalo. Later on, even he gave a slogan known as, give me freedom, I shall give you. Give me blood, I shall give you freedom. So those kinds of slogan also indicate that what kind of leader or what kind of man he was, with lots of enthusiastic, with lots of guts, with lots of humanity that was instilled among him. And later on, even he formed a Rani Jhansi regiment. So Rani Jhansi regiment was under the INA, but Rani Jhansi regiment mainly implicates for all the women, those who wanted to take part, because when INA was formed, lots of women, they gave their response that they also wanted to be a part of INA, though INA was only for the men. And later on, Rani Jhansi regiment was being made for all the women. And there also we talk about the Lakshmi Sehgal, who was the main leader or the commander-in-chief of the Rani Jhansi regiment, and even focusing on the health and the social welfare, that how the Indian people also should focus on the health, because health is wealth, health plays a very important role. And even talking about the social welfare, about the society, what can be a welfare steps or program, even he gave more emphasis towards those topics. And later on we see that how Subhash Chandra Bose made the headquarters of INA or Azad Hind Fauj at Rangoon, which comes under Burma during those times, at present Myanmar, and even Singapore country. So those two places were kept as a headquarter for INA. Whatever the dealings, whatever the new kinds of program based on INA or Azad Hind Fauj, all that was being discussed, meeting was being conducted, a conference was being held under the leadership of Subhash Chandra Bose, along with the leaders like Captain Mohan Singh, Ras Behari Bose, and finally that came to the topic with all those kinds of contribution. But at the end we see that even INA could not get success over the Britishers, but yes, to some point we can say that the impact, the significance of INA was very high that later on many of the nations they also followed the programs, aims and objectives seeing this INA movement. This was overall the topic or the explanation in today's class. Hope you have understood. Take care, stay safe, God bless.